The Los Angeles Lakers received concerning injury news regarding their superstar guard Luka Doncic ahead of Monday night's crucial matchup against the defending NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder. The franchise announced that Doncic will miss his second consecutive game due to a hamstring injury he sustained during last Wednesday's home contest against the Philadelphia 76ers. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. The injury occurred in what appeared to be a routine play during the Lakers' victory over Philadelphia. Doncic immediately showed visible frustration with the situation, displaying his emotions by kicking the scorer's table before heading directly to the locker room. He did not return to the court for the remainder of that game, and subsequent medical evaluation revealed a hamstring strain that would require rest and recovery time. Following the injury, Lakers head coach JJ Redick addressed the media and classified Doncic as day-to-day moving forward. However, the team took a cautious approach by ruling him out for Saturday's matchup against the Golden State Warriors. The decision to hold Doncic out for Monday's game against Oklahoma City demonstrates the organization's commitment to protecting their franchise players' long-term health rather than risking further injury. The absence of Doncic represents a significant challenge for the Lakers, particularly on the offensive end of the floor. The Slovenian guard has been nothing short of spectacular this season, leading the entire NBA in scoring with an impressive average of 32.8 points per game. This scoring output places him slightly ahead of Thunder star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is currently averaging 31.8 points per game and won last season's Most Valuable Player award. Beyond his scoring prowess, Doncic has been the primary engine driving the Lakers' offense throughout the campaign. His ability to create shots for himself and his teammates, combined with his court vision and basketball intelligence, makes him virtually irreplaceable in the lineup. The Lakers will need other players to step up and fill the void created by his absence. Fortunately for Los Angeles, there is some positive news on the injury front. Guard Austin Reaves has returned to action after missing 19 games due to a calf strain that kept him sidelined for an extended period. Reaves showed encouraging signs in his first 2 games back, demonstrating that he is returning to his previous form. His presence becomes even more critical with Doncic unavailable. Reaves has enjoyed a career-best season when healthy, posting impressive numbers across the board. The guard is averaging career highs in points with 26.1 per game, rebounds with 5.2 per game, and assists with 6.0 per game. His shooting efficiency has also improved significantly, as he is converting 51.1% of his field goal attempts and 36.8% of his three-point shots. These numbers demonstrate his growth as a complete player. With Doncic sidelined, Reaves will likely be asked to shoulder more of the offensive load and take on additional playmaking responsibilities. His ability to handle the ball, create for others, and score in various ways makes him well suited for this expanded role. The Lakers will need him to continue his strong play if they hope to compete against a Thunder team that features elite talent and depth. Another piece of encouraging news for the Lakers involves veteran center DeAndre Ayton. After being a late scratch for Saturday's game against Golden State due to right knee soreness, Ayton is listed as probable for Monday's contest against Oklahoma City. His potential return would provide a significant boost to the Lakers' frontcourt. Ayton has faced criticism at various points this season regarding his effort and consistency, but his statistical production tells a different story. The big man is averaging 13.4 points and 8.4 rebounds per game, while also contributing 1.0 blocked shot per contest. His field goal percentage of 67.6% ranks second in the entire league, trailing only Minnesota Timberwolves center Rudy Gobert. This elite shooting efficiency demonstrates his value around the rim. The Lakers enter Monday's game with a record of 32 wins and 19 losses, placing them 5th in the competitive Western Conference standings. They have played well recently, winning 7 of their last 10 games to build momentum. However, facing the defending champion Thunder without their leading scorer presents a considerable challenge. Oddsmakers have installed the Lakers as 5.5-point underdogs for Monday's home game, despite playing at Crypto.com Arena in front of their fans. This line reflects the significant impact of Doncic's absence and the quality of the opponent. The Thunder feature Gilgeous-Alexander and a deep, talented roster that won the championship last season. For the Lakers to have a chance at victory, they will need contributions from throughout their roster. Role players must step up. The defense will need to be sharp, and Reaves will have to continue his strong play since returning from injury. The team hopes to have Doncic back on the court soon, but in the meantime, they must find ways to compete and win games without their offensive centerpiece. The Los Angeles Lakers are entering a transformative period in their organizational history following the recent ownership transition to Mark Walter, who also owns the Los Angeles Dodgers. While significant changes are expected to reshape the franchise's structure and operations, General Manager Rob Pelinka has made it abundantly clear who will be leading those efforts moving forward. According to recent statements from Pelinka, he and Lakers Governor Jeannie Buss will be at the forefront of implementing the anticipated organizational changes, with the full support of new owner Mark Walter. This declaration establishes the power structure that will guide the Lakers through this crucial transition period and into the future. The ownership change from the Buss family to Mark Walter represents a seismic shift for one of professional basketball's most storied franchises. Walter has experienced tremendous success with the Dodgers since taking ownership of that organization, transforming them into baseball's premier franchise. The Dodgers have become the gold standard in their sport, consistently competing for championships while maintaining financial flexibility and organizational excellence. Walter's proven track record with the Dodgers has created high expectations for what he can accomplish with the Lakers. The basketball franchise is hoping to replicate the Dodgers' sustained success and return to the top of the NBA hierarchy. However, implementing similar systems and philosophies will require careful planning and execution, particularly given the significant differences between Major League Baseball and the National Basketball Association. Because the ownership transition occurred during the middle of the current season, dramatic changes to the organization's structure will not happen immediately. The Lakers are focused on competing for a championship this season and cannot afford major disruptions to their basketball operations while games are still being played. Instead, the significant structural changes are expected to be implemented during the offseason, when there is more time for thoughtful planning and transition. Pelinka emphasized this timeline in his recent comments to the media, making it clear that the organizational transformation will begin in earnest once the season concludes. The offseason will provide the opportunity to carefully evaluate the current structure, identify areas for improvement, and implement new systems based on best practices from the Dodgers organization. Despite the ownership change, Jeannie Buss will continue to play a central role in the Lakers' leadership structure. She is already committed to remaining as the team's governor for at least the next 5 years, providing continuity and stability during this transition period. Buss has been deeply involved with the franchise for decades and brings in valuable institutional knowledge and understanding of the Lakers' culture and history. The relationship between Buss and Pelinka has been strong and collaborative for many years. They have worked closely together through various challenges and successes, developing a partnership built on trust and shared vision for the franchise. This established working relationship will be crucial as they navigate the changes ahead while maintaining the Lakers' competitive position in the league. Walter has already begun consulting with key members of the Dodgers organization to identify which systems and approaches can be successfully adapted for the Lakers. One prominent figure involved in these discussions is Andrew Friedman, the Dodgers' president of baseball operations. Friedman is widely regarded as one of the most innovative and successful executives in professional sports, and his insights will be valuable as the Lakers build out their basketball operations infrastructure. One specific area where the Lakers plan to model themselves after the Dodgers involves the draft process and player development system. The Dodgers have built one of baseball's most effective farm systems, consistently developing young talent while also making strategic acquisitions to supplement their roster. Translating this approach to basketball will require creativity and adaptation, given that the NBA operates under different rules and salary cap constraints than Major League Baseball. The Lakers are expected to significantly expand their front office staff during the offseason, bringing in additional personnel with diverse expertise and perspectives. This expansion will allow the organization to build more robust systems for scouting, analytics, player development, and strategic planning. The goal is to create a comprehensive infrastructure that can support sustained success, rather than relying on short-term fixes. While the specifics of many organizational changes remain to be determined, the commitment to improvement and excellence is clear. Walter's investment in the franchise demonstrates his belief in the Lakers' potential and his willingness to provide the resources necessary for success. Combined with Buss and Pelinka's leadership and deep knowledge of the organization, this creates a promising foundation for the future. The ultimate objective of all these changes is straightforward. Return the Lakers to championship contention and establish them as the NBA's premier franchise once again. The organization's rich history and tradition of excellence creates high expectations, but also provides a blueprint for what success looks like. With the right leadership, resources, and strategic approach, the Lakers believe they can reclaim their position at the top of professional basketball. The Los Angeles Lakers made headlines at this year's NBA trade deadline, but not necessarily for the reasons many observers expected. While the franchise was anticipated to be active in trade discussions given their collection of expiring contracts, only one deal materialized before the deadline passed. However, new reporting has revealed that the Lakers were far more aggressive behind the scenes than their minimal activity might suggest. According to league sources, the Lakers attempted to trade second-year guard Dalton Knecht and shopped him aggressively to teams around the league. Despite these persistent efforts, general manager Rob Pelinka was unable to find any willing trade partners before the deadline expired. This failure to move Knecht, along with several other players the team tried to offload, limited the Lakers' ability to reshape their roster for the stretch run. The only transaction the Lakers successfully completed involved sending guard Gabe Vincent and a future second-round pick to the Atlanta Hawks in exchange for sharpshooter Luke Kennard. While Kennard brings valuable three-point shooting ability to the roster, many observers expected additional moves that never came to fruition. The Lakers were left with essentially the same core group of players they had before the deadline. Knecht's situation represents one of the more unfortunate storylines surrounding this Lakers season. The guard showed tremendous promise early in his rookie campaign after being selected 17th overall in the 2024 NBA draft out of the University of Tennessee. His shooting ability, athleticism, and basketball instincts suggested he could develop into a valuable rotation player for the franchise moving forward. However, Knecht's trajectory took an unexpected turn at last season's trade deadline when he was included in a deal that sent him to the Charlotte Hornets in exchange for center Mark Williams. That transaction appeared to be a significant opportunity for the young guard to get more playing time and development opportunities with a rebuilding franchise. Unfortunately for all parties involved, the trade was rescinded shortly after being completed, and Knecht found himself back with the Lakers. Since returning to Los Angeles following the rescinded trade, Knecht has struggled to recapture the form and confidence he displayed early in his career. His production has declined significantly, and he has appeared tentative and uncertain on the court. The psychological impact of being traded and then having that trade reversed appears to have affected his performance and mindset in ways that have been difficult to overcome. All parties involved with the Lakers organization recognized that Knecht needed a fresh start and change of scenery to get his career back on track. The young guard needed an opportunity to play meaningful minutes, rebuild his confidence, and rediscover the qualities that made him an attractive draft prospect. A trade to another team could have provided that opportunity and allowed both Knecht and the Lakers to move forward. The Lakers' aggressive efforts to trade Knecht before the deadline reflected this understanding. However, finding a trade partner proved more difficult than anticipated for several reasons. One complicating factor involved the team option the Lakers had exercised earlier this season on Knecht's contract for the 2026-27 season. By picking up this third-year rookie scale team option, the Lakers ensured Knecht would remain under contract for another season beyond the current campaign. While this decision made sense at the time, given his early promise, it complicated trade discussions significantly. Teams around the league generally preferred to acquire expiring contracts that provide maximum financial flexibility heading into the offseason, particularly if the player in question has been struggling. Knecht's decline in performance combined with the additional year remaining on his contract made other teams reluctant to take on his salary without the Lakers attaching draft compensation to sweeten the deal. Unfortunately, the Lakers had limited draft capital available to include in such transactions. They had already traded away numerous picks in previous deals and did not have the resources necessary to entice another team to absorb Knecht's contract. The inability to move Knecht means he will remain on the Lakers roster for the remainder of this season. This presents an opportunity for both the player and the organization to make the best of the situation. If Knecht can rediscover his early season form and rebuild his confidence, he could still provide value to the team during the playoff push and beyond. The Lakers coaching staff will need to find ways to get Knecht engaged and productive again. This may involve giving him consistent minutes, putting him in positions where he can succeed, and helping him work through the mental challenges he has faced since the rescinded trade. Player development will be crucial, as will creating a supportive environment that allows the young guard to focus on basketball rather than dwelling on past disappointments. Looking ahead to the offseason, Knecht will almost certainly be back on the trade block as the Lakers continue their efforts to reshape the roster. With more time to explore potential deals and a broader market of teams looking to make moves, the franchise may have better luck finding a suitable trade partner. Much will depend on how Knecht performs over the final months of this season. For now, the Lakers must move forward with Knecht as part of their roster and hope that he can contribute positively down the stretch.